The cafe had been quiet until two tiny voices trembling with hunger shattered the stillness. "Can we eat with you?" the little twin girls asked, their dirt-smudged cheeks streaked with tears, their small hands shaking. The single dad froze, his fork suspended midair, his heart cracking at the sight. His son stared too, confused and concerned, and nothing could have prepared him for the moment that would change all of their lives. The twins stood there in faded dresses, identical curls tangled, identical fear in their eyes, identical hope that he might say yes, and that was how everything began. Not he cleared his throat softly, shifting in his chair as guilt and compassion collided inside him. "Hey, what happened? Where are your parents?" he asked gently, but the twins only cried harder. His son tugged his sleeve. "Dad, they're hungry." The boy's voice was small but firm in the way only a child who still believes the world should be kind can be. The dad nodded slowly. "Okay. Come sit." The girls sat down hesitantly, almost like they expected to be scolded for even asking. He pushed his own plate toward them, signaling the waiter for more food. The twins ate like little birds at first, then like children who hadn't eaten properly in days. As they ate, he noticed bruises on their knees, scratches on their arms, and feared deep, familiar fear every time someone walked past them. He recognized that fear, because years ago, after his wife died, he and his son had lived through days when fear felt like their only companion too. He took a gentle breath. "Do you know where your home is?" The older twin, older by maybe 2 minutes, shook her head. "Mommy told us to hide, and then she didn't come back." His chest tightened. "Hide? Why?" The younger twin sniffled. "Because Mommy was scared. A bad man was yelling, and we ran, and we lost her." Tears streamed, voices cracked, and the cafe seemed to shrink around them. But he felt his pulse crawl with dread. These weren't kids who wandered off. These were kids who ran for their lives. He leaned closer. "You're safe now. I promise." But promises carried weight, especially ones spoken to broken children. He wasn't sure how he would keep it. He only knew he had to. That night, after hours of waiting at the police station, social services arrived. But the moment the officers tried to separate the twins from him, both girls clung to his legs, screaming, "No! Don't leave us! Please! Don't take us away!" The sound tore through him like glass. He looked at the officer. "Let them stay with me tonight. Just tonight. Please." Reluctantly, they agreed. He brought them home. He bathed them, fed them warm soup, tucked them into a bed with soft blankets. His son insisted on sleeping on the floor beside them so they wouldn't be scared. The twins slept curled against each other like two fragile petals that had survived a storm, but the dad didn't sleep at all. He sat in the hallway, head in his hands, wondering why he felt so responsible for two children he had just met, and why the thought of losing them now made his chest ache. When morning came, sunlight spilled through the windows, landing softly on the twins' faces. The youngest stirred first, rubbing her eyes. Is this our home now?" she whispered. He swallowed hard. "For now, yes. You're safe." But safe was a big word. And safety needed to be fought for. Days passed. Then weeks. Then months. The investigation revealed what he feared. The twins' mother had been running from an abusive partner who had finally been arrested. But she didn't survive the last beating. She had died alone, fighting to protect her children. When the dad heard the news, he stepped outside, leaning against the wall as his knees nearly buckled. Suddenly everything made sense. The runaway footsteps, the bruises, the terror in their eyes, the desperate question in the cafe, "Can we eat with you?" They weren't asking for food, they were asking for safety, for care, for hope. Social services offered a long-term placement option. They said he didn't have to take responsibility. They reminded him he was a single father already struggling, but he didn't hesitate this time. "They saved me as much as I saved them," he said quietly. "And my son loves them. I love them. We're a family now." The paperwork took months. Court hearings, interviews, home visits, an exhausting storm. But he endured every moment because of the way the twins hugged him every morning, because of the way his son proudly said, "My sisters," because of the way the house was filled with new laughter despite its broken beginning. And one day, finally, the judge smiled warmly. "Congratulations. The twins are officially yours." The girls clung to him, crying tears that washed away every bruise the world had left on them. "You're our daddy now," the older whispered. "No one will ever hurt you again," he replied, his voice breaking. The twins believed him, his son believed him, and for the first time, he believed himself. Months later, he took all three children back to the same cafe. They sat at the same table and his son ate beside him. The twins giggled as they shared pancakes. A waiter passed by and smiled. "You have a beautiful family, sir." He looked at the children, three souls who had found each other in the ashes of grief, and felt his heart swell. "We're lucky to have found each other," he said softly, "because sometimes, the most unexpected knock on your heart changes everything, and sometimes, the question spoken with trembling lips, 'Can we eat with you?' becomes the beginning of a family that was meant to be."